Hey everyone, Matt here from Native Instruments, and today we're checking out what's new in the Traktor X1 MK3. The X1 MK3 is a compact, flexible, modular DJ controller built to integrate seamlessly with Traktor software. Deliver truly individual performances with extensive functionality for effects control, playback manipulation, looping, mixer mapping, and more. Plus, advanced customization options and increased accessibility make the X1 truly unique. If you haven't checked out the Traktor X1 MK3 yet, head over to nativeinstruments.com or check out the link in the description below. Let's start by talking about the new design of the X1 MK3. You'll notice it's in this nice sleek black enclosure, and it's slightly bigger than the previous models of the X1. The bottom of the unit gives you a transparent housing with functional LEDs, and these can be used for visual cues, and we're gonna go over that later on in the video, but it's one of my favorite features. On the front of the unit, there are 5 OLED displays, which can be used for viewing different effects. It can be used to check out your mixer and see where your levels are at, essential track information, what your loops are set to, and so much more. We've added large backlit buttons with tactile accessibility features, so you know exactly where you are on the controller without even having to look at it. There's 8 potentiometers, so when you're controlling that effect, you know which level it's set to. We brought back the 4 encoders from the original X1 that everyone loved, so you can control your browser, your looping, and a lot of other features within Traktor Pro software. On the lower section here, you have 20 transport controls, so no more having to hit shift all the time. You can control your decks without any distraction, from hot cues to beat jumps, cueing, reversing, syncing, and so much more. The X1 MK3 gives you full control over Traktor Pro software with 34 color customizable backlit buttons, 8 knobs, and 4 encoders. Let's check them out. Let's start with these 2 top encoders right here. These allow you to browse through your track collection. You can load a deck by simply pushing it in. You hit shift, you can go over to the tree and browse through different folders. And same with the other deck, you can just simply go to another track and load it in. The best part is on the screens, you're gonna see exactly what track you just loaded, how long it is, what your loop is set to, and which deck you are loading the tracks into. Let's go ahead and hit play on this, and then we'll check out some of these transport controls. On the bottom here, you have big play and sync buttons, so we can hit play. These are our hot cues up here with the tactile dots so you know where you're at. You can jump between hot cues. If you want to delete a hot cue, all you have to do is hold shift, hit the hot cue, and if you want to set it again, you just push it in. You have reverse. You also have cue options, so you can simply cue up your next track. And if you want to shift your tempo just a little bit, you can use these arrows to nudge. These 2 encoders right here allow you to control your loop length and your beat jump. And you can simply turn it to change the loop length. You're going to see on the screen that it updates with what your loop length is set to. To set the loop, all you do is push it in. And one of the coolest parts is you see this nice visual cue on the side. It's green, just like the loop color in Traktor Pro software. Let's just hit play here. We have a loop set. Make it smaller. If you want a beat jump, you can hold shift. Your beat jump amount is the same as the loop length amount. You can also customize that setting in the settings menu. You can beat jump between things. You can also use these arrows down here and easily beat jump between different beats. Not only do you see the visual cue on the bottom of the unit, you also have an icon here which shows you if your loop is turned on. I have a track looped on deck A. Let's just bring in another track and sync them together. Sync. Got 2 tracks playing here. Now what's really cool is if it slips out of sync, you're gonna see the sync button turns red. You also get a visual cue down here, letting you know, hey, it's out of sync. We can push that back. We're good to go. Let's turn this loop off. And now you're gonna notice this side is flashing red, letting you know that your track is about to end. We have to talk about the effects because that's what X1 is about. The X1 MK3 gives you control over effects 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 if you want to control 4 different effects groups. It's as simple as hitting this top button right here and you can switch between them. On effects 1 and 2, what's really cool is the OLED displays show you exactly which effect you're adjusting. So when you go and turn the knob, it actually lets you see which effect you're changing, what the name of it is, and what the level is. The coolest part, in my opinion, is when you change an effect. Let's say we change this down here, and now it's set low, and we go over to our next page, and we turn this effect, and this one's set high. We go back to adjust effect 1, it's going to give you a visual cue of where you need to get to control that effect. To turn the effects on and off, all you have to do is hit these buttons up here, and that allows you to control which effect slots are on for which deck. If you hold shift, it's going to let you control the next effect slots. So 3 and 4, now you'll know if those are on or off just by holding shift. Let's just hit play and check out a few of these effects. So just like that, the controls are so simple, and adjusting these effects is really easy, especially with those visual cues. Now there are some hidden features with the effects groups that I really love, and to access those, all you do is hold shift. And this allows you to switch between multiple different options. So if you click these buttons here, you're gonna see it actually changes the effect in that slot. You can do that for all of these, change the effect. If you hit the top button, it now switches that effect group to a single effect. And now you can see it just shows delay, and you have 3 different parameters for that delay effect, which is a really convenient way to just switch between different slots of effects. The other cool feature here is if you push that button again, you're gonna get to your pattern player. If you're subscribed to Traktor Pro Plus, the X1 will let you access the pattern player, which allows you to sequence your own patterns and manipulate different sounds with a variety of kits. You can set these 2 decks on effects 1 and 2 to be pattern players, then you hit that button and you still have 2 additional effect slots on 3 and 4. Let's mess with these pattern players for a minute. Go to the mixer, let's cut the lows. Back on the pattern player, let's press play and turn the volume up. And then we can activate them on deck B. Now we can adjust some of these settings, change the pattern. Change the pitch. Let's bring in the other side. The button actually controls the sound. Let's jump over to our next effects. And that's just one cool way to use the pattern player. You already saw me use the mixer, so let's just quickly talk about it. The X1 MK3 gives you mixer control, and it's awesome. To get to it, you just quickly tab over, and then we're on our mixer. It lets you know where you're at and which decks you're controlling. These top knobs control your EQ, so you have your highs, your mids, and your lows. The buttons allow you to control the cut, so you can just quickly do a high cut, mid cut, or low cut. Below that, we have volume control. And again, it gives you that indication of where your volume's at. So you get to 100 and then you can bring it down. The button next to it controls the headphone monitoring, so you can turn that on and queue up your next track. The X1 MK3 can be completely customized from different settings to LED color change options, and there's some new pages in the settings menu that gives you this control. Let's check that out. So if I go to the Traktor settings tab, and then we go down to Traktor X1, you can see the main control here, and it gives you options for a lot of the different shift features or what default settings can do. So that's a really great page to check out. The X1 MK3 colors page allows you to set defaults so you can switch through tons of different color options, and it changes everything all together. Really easy if you just like one color and you want to set the entire controller to look that way. You can also customize each section. So we can change our effect assign buttons to lime. We can change the effect buttons to plum. You can change your hot cues to different colors. Your play and sync buttons can all be different colors. And the best part is you can change the bottom to different colors. So if you want it to be green or magenta, or maybe you want it to be all the colors of the rainbow, the X1 MK3 gives you that control and really lets you set your own style with this controller. And it's as easy as clicking the different drop-down menus and setting it to whatever you want. As far as connectivity goes, the X1 MK3 is completely bus powered. So all you have to do is plug one side of the USB into your computer, the other into the controller, and you are good to go. The X1 also includes a 3-port USB hub. All you have to do is connect power to your unit. Then let's say you brought your machine with you to do some finger drumming during your live set. Connect it with a USB cable to the back of the hub, and you're set to go. No more messing around with external hubs. Everything is right here on one device. On top of that, the X1 also includes Traktor Pro 3 software. Everything's pre-mapped, but you still have those simple pages to customize it however you'd like. And that's what's new in the Traktor X1 MK3. Thanks for watching. Head over to nativeinstruments.com to learn more, or check out the link in the description below.